Yeah, just a quick review of the AOOWU wrist brace. Say that 10 times. Basically, if you use this, so why would you use this? Basically, if somebody has like carpal tunnel, they want some more wrist support, or if they're going to do, if you're going to do a lot of activities that are really stressing your wrists, you've had problems with your wrist in the past, you want to get some extra support. Like I say, it's used for prevention and also as a cure, just to rest your wrist. You're going to want to look at a brace like this. Now, this doesn't restrict the thumb, so if you have thumb arthritis, there are other braces that are better for that. But this basically is just mainly for the wrist. You get a little bit of support in the palm as well. So anyway, there's a ton of these out there with a bunch of different features. So I'm just going to go over a few of these that I really like on this particular wrist brace, just to give you a few pointers. This is good for the right or the left hand. And I really like that feature because you may buy this because you're having right hand problems or you want to use it just on your right wrist. But, say later on down the road, if you're having problems with the left, you want to alternate it, then you're able to. So it's nice to have that option of being able to use on either the right or the left. Or if you wash it and you give it to a friend who has, the opposite wrist problem. Just nice that you can use either one, as opposed to buying a left or buying a right. Anyway, it is made of polyester, so just know that. And it is breathable, which is kind of a big deal because if you wear these a lot, especially like in the summer months, you're going to start to sweat. And then, this wrist brace is going to pick up the sweat and then it's going to start to sting. And then you have to wash it. And if you have anything, that's really elastic, it's basically the more you wash it, the less elasticity goes away. So basically, it's nice just to start out with a fabric that's really breathable. So yeah, those are the main things like that. So if you're looking for some, I'd say this is kind of a light to medium, maybe like a medium support. It doesn't have any metal or plastic stays in it to really restrict motion a lot. But it'll give you, I think, a fair amount of, restriction of your wrist. So you need a little extra support. I think this would be a good thing to try. Now, if you are having wrist problems, there are some simple things that you can do. This is the sore wrist solution. Basically, there's a couple things I want to show you that you can do if you are having wrist problems. This is just basic anatomy stuff here. Let me show you real quick. Okay, increase wrist circulation. So if you're having any kind of wrist problems, wrist arthritis, overworked wrist, increasing the circulation always helps because healing is dependent on circulation. So the more circulation you have going to something, the quicker it heals. That's why if you if you have a cut on your face as opposed to like your foot, the face is always going to heal quicker because it has so much more blood supply going to it. But hey, if you can, increase the blood supply, you're gonna heal quicker. So one thing, of course, is a heating pad. That's really nothing groundbreaking, but this shows you how to make a heating pad out of a tube sock and some rice, which I thought was kind of cool. But there's nothing called contrast therapy, and that's where you do heat, and then you do cold, and then you do heat, and then you do cold, and you keep alternating that. So what you have is this super flushing effect, where you're increasing the circulation, then you're decreasing it, then you increase it, then you decrease it. So here again, it just creates this huge flushing effect and really increases circulation, gets all those toxins out. Just plain feels good on your wrist. Your wrist will feel a lot more flexible after doing that. Decrease wrist pressure. If you specifically have carpal tunnel, or if you're just using your wrist a lot, you're going to drive up the pressure in your carpal tunnel. It's good to know how to decrease that instantly, and there is a technique you can actually do. This technique here, if you use this, basically this study, they measure the carpal tunnel pressure. You can drop, so if you do that for 1 minute, you can drop carpal tunnel pressure for at least 15 minutes. Maybe more, because the researchers didn't measure it longer than 15 minutes. It could be 30 minutes or an hour. But here's the deal. So if you periodically do this throughout the day, you drop the pressure in your carpal tunnel frequently, then when the pressure's off, that's when things can heal. So you're really giving your body a chance to catch up and heal if you do this frequently throughout the day. So you have carpal tunnel, you got a good shot at getting rid of it by, dropping that pressure frequently. Relax your wrist, always good to do if you have an overworked wrist. Using a tennis ball, there's some specific techniques you can use to kind of, loosen up your wrist. It feels really good. Unload your wrist joint. So if you use your wrist a lot, or let's say you have wrist arthritis, there's actually a technique you can use where it's called distraction. And basically you can do it in sitting on your wrist. And you basically, what you're doing is just pulling your wrist bones apart a matter of millimeters. When you do that, you're distracting the joint and you're dropping the pressure in it. And so that's like a vacation for your joints. Like I say, especially any arthritic joint really likes distraction because it's just, like I say, it gives it a big break. Gives it a chance to heal, recover, and that feels really good. And it will loosen out your wrist. Yeah, there's a lot of real conservative things you can do for your wrist if you know what to do. Probably the quickest and easiest, though, is putting on a wrist brace. Tried and true, you put it on, immobilize your wrist. That gives it a chance to rest and relax. So this is a pretty good one, so check it out.